Afro Fish OG. What is going on, everyone? Happy 2025. It is now 2024 is done over in the books, and we are moving on to the next level, which is the 2025. And I figured out, you know what? It's been halfway through the year. We've gone through a lot of crap, it feels like, in a short amount of time in the last 20 days. And time to get back started and kick this podcast back up again. So with all that, my intro, all that stuff being said, welcoming back, obviously, my co-host, Black Scorpio, as always. This podcast is not the same without both of us just rocking this shit out. So, and then as well, we have a guest. As always, we've had him here before. It is the yin half from Way of the Lock. What is it?
Hello, I got both my names in here because I have my personal channel and then I got the group channel I run with the Yang.
Absolutely, yes, which is awesome too. Like I like that how people can go and check that out as well. So I know you got yours up and running. I believe too. Your stream.
Yes, I just clicked it. Should be all good right now.
Dopeness. I'm excited. I'm glad. So I'm glad you're able to make it here. I always feel like there's always something. There's always something going on. And I don't know about y'all, but 2025 started out extremely cold for us. Like, it's been cold as hell over here. And we're at like negative, it's like -8 right now. Damn. Like, it is,
that's nothing. That's summertime for me.
Well, what is it?
I'm sorry, we're in a polar vortex up in here right now. We're sitting at -19, feels like degrees Celsius.
What area do you live? Are you more up than I am?
In Canada?
Oh, you in Canada? Okay, never mind. Yeah,
I think the furthest I could go is the Arctic, I believe.
Oh,
so yeah.
Yeah, we're like -22 over here.
Yeah, we're at like -19 degrees Celsius. It's gonna get colder tomorrow. We're just the polar vortex is starting, so like we're gonna get hit into the coldest it's been ever at -30 probably tomorrow. So we should be good.
I have no idea how negative I'm in or how cold it is in this area.
Yeah,
which upstate New York, if anyone is curious.
Oh well, you're not that far from us, so yeah.
I was gonna say you'd have to be very. I can see you probably being very similar to.
I know right now it's 14 degrees, mostly cloudy. There's snow on the ground.
14 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yes.
That's not bad. I mean,
14 feels like one. I think it says feel like one. Nope, and it's gone. Where did it go?
we got one. All right, yeah, 14 degrees feels like one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ours is like -8, feels like -20 something.
Yeah, so we're basically the -20 right there. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I was gonna say like it started off good weather because like it was beautiful weather where I could walk around wherever I wanted to, and then just like one night something just happened and then I woke up and then boom, snowstorm.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a fan. Like, I'm not a fan at all. I don't like being out in the cold. My car. I apologized to my car today. I'm so sorry. I was like, I didn't want to, but it's just you got to do what you got to do. Yeah. But I want to say we have a good show going through. We got 3 great people out here. I'm talking about myself and my 2 other personalities. So, so with all that being said, I want to start off by really bringing in home of the gaming of 2025. Like, I feel like a lot of people are only talking about one game right now, and that's GTA 6.
Oh shoot! I forgot about that. I remember they dropped the trailer, and I was like, "Oh, cool, the trailer," and then I kind of just like forgot about it because it's GTA 6, so
Yep, and that's the thing. Like, it's there's a good plethora of games. But games coming up in 2025, I believe GTA 6 is one of them. And that's all I see people talk about.
But the funny thing is that it's been saying 2025 for so long, but then I've been hearing too that it's also been like that it's a joke. Like it hasn't been fully 100% confirmed. So
yeah, I don't think it was confirmed.
Has it been confirmed or hasn't it?
The initial release date was December 31st of 2025. But I think they're just saying that because it means they have the whole year to release it.
Yeah, because that's sounding like, okay, so what are you doing? Are you waiting the New Year's or are you waiting their actual 31st?
Right.
They're gonna wait till everyone forgets about it, and then they're gonna be like, "Hey guys, you remember us? Yeah, we're still doing the thing."
Yeah, they're already off to a good start on that one because I totally forgot all about it.
I mean, the thing is like at least we're like through the traffic that I get through people, they don't forget about it. Like it's GTA 6 is the most expensive game of all time. It's going to be the greatest game ever. Blah blah blah. You know, it's always preached at to be like the largest of the large, and I'm excited for that. Don't get me wrong. I think it's going to be good. It's not my list of like the top games that I'm really excited for. It's not even close, but it's interesting to me because how much they're putting into this game, because I've heard it's like damn near, someone mentioned it was like, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's like almost like $1 billion game.
Damn.
Like, I don't think it's $1 billion, but I'm pretty sure it's got to be, you know, the investment price has to be insane.
Well, they're already saying that they're expecting it to hit the $3 billion mark when it comes to their projection of sales. So it is going to be one of the biggest ones to date, other than 5.
It says it was a $2 billion investment. This is from GTA Boom. $2 billion, dude. Like, that's insane to me. Like, that concerns me. I'm not gonna lie, that does concern me. Because will it sell like absolutely crazy? Sure. Do I also see them trying to bounce this game up in price? Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's one thing I noticed is like newer games are always like expensive nowadays to buy. You know what I mean?
They are. I mean, they are. They've always been $60, $70. What is up, Jack?
I'm fucking ready.
Gets popcorn and drink. Yeah, they always have been really expensive, but it's gonna come out even more so, I think, with like just the amount of pricing and how they invest into these, which is also strange to me because I swear I saw an article about talking about how games are getting too expensive. They're getting too expensive. We're spending too much money on them, and you know they're not performing the way that they think they're going to. And I feel like these companies are shooting themselves in the foot over this. You're putting up high price tags. Is GTA going to be the one that hits the use like the $3 plus $3 billion plus mark? I don't know. I don't know. Could I see it possibly with not just right away with all the microtransactions? I feel like it's going to be, and Jack said it right here too. I feel like it's going to be $100. They're going to want 100 for it. Which will all of a sudden start bumping other people to be like, hey, if they're willing to pay 100 for theirs, why not make it 100 for ours? But I mean, even though that's not how that works. I
was gonna say a true left curve would be to have them sell it like cheaper than other games. So they'd be like, oh, you could spend money on these games, or you could afford GTA 6 and still, live under a house.
And that's the thing. It's like I can see them trying to bump GTA to be because what Jack said in the comments is that it wouldn't be the first time we heard a bump up to GTA being $100. And then on top of that, you're going to get $100, and we don't know if this game's going to come out super polished because video games just don't come out super polished. So let's say you get GTA, and GTA is kind of a buggy mess, but now you've already spent how much on it. You're having, I mean, not saying you're gonna have another cyberpunk situation because people already are aware of the GTA franchise.
Yeah.
But it's going to cause a rift in the game companies, because I feel like game companies are going to be like, well, if GTA sells for 100, then we can sell ours for 100, and that's not how that works. And then they're going to sit there, it's the same fucking cycle. And then these same game companies sit there with their mouth gaped open on why their games just don't sell as well. And then it's a loop, because after that, then they start blaming the customer base. So they don't want to pay for $100 games, but they're fucking right. And then the gamers get pissed. It's the same cycle we see time and time again. And I feel like GTA is going to cause a rift in the gaming company. I don't know what you guys think, but in the gaming industry, but I feel like it's going to cause a rift in the gaming industry.
No, there will definitely be a rift in the gaming industry. It's been done before, and it will be happening again, especially with GTA. That's gonna like be the flagship of it. It will be the head of it. It's done it with 5, and it'll do it again.
Oh, exactly. No wait, more like greed plus new paradigm equals more than smarts. Pretty much. I mean, they know that there's going to be companies that are going to sit there and going to keep kind of paying for it no matter what. Like, they know there's going to be game companies that are going to sit there and pay money no matter what to make these games or to put money out for them. And they'll buy them. These gamers will buy them. The gamers get mad, and then they go and they're like, well, the next one, it should be fine. It's fine. And I think, gamers have copium, man. Like I don't know if you guys have probably seen it. Gamers will cope when it comes to a game that they like or a franchise that they like. They will go to bat.
COD is the biggest one of them. Like, I'm sorry, Activision. Activision, you're a piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. And it's like 100, 200, 300, take all my money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I almost confused on what you guys meant by the coping, but now I get it. Never mind, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's like, you know what? You guys may be the worst companies, blah, 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 but it's only call it Activision. Okay, let me bend over, pull down my pants, and here you could take $100, $200, $300 from me. But you know what? Black Ops is the shittiest game. Activision doesn't know their head from their ass, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, but take all my money. And here, I'm bending over backwards for you. So that's the copium of Activision and COD.
It absolutely is. I mean, honestly, if Activision had an OnlyFans, these guys would be their top subscribers.
Oh god,
it would be not even close.
Oh, it's okay because
basically
Ubisoft
what they
is under there
fucking
as well. Yeah, Ubisoft is up there as well.
Yeah,
like you make one good game, one good franchise, kill it midway through, and then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I had to sit there for a second because I realized that we're on Twitch and YouTube and not TikTok. Oh my god. Because I'm so used to having to do the things like the TikTok language and all the other kind of stuff.
Yeah, but isn't it
when I'm not on TikTok? My brain has to. Huh?
TikTok did get extended.
No. It did get extended. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, like, okay, so TikTok has the TikTok language, right?
Yeah.
Certain things that it's kind of like you kind of change the way, like, you have to say like, unalive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I've done it for so long and I've done it so much that when I hear someone say like, oh yeah, they go and they kill it, my brain has to sit there and be like, oh, that's right, I'm not on TikTok no more. I have to actually go back and readjust it. So like when someone says something, my brain instantly goes to, yo, use TikTok language. I'm sick of seeing people say something because I can get my account banned for that. The Chrono Triggered who's in there. He's another guy I met from TikTok. Great dude. He's actually I'm honored to have. Absolutely fantastic. So it's definitely it's like rewiring us for a second.
But tell me if I'm wrong on this one. Isn't the whole monetization with the whole YouTube thing is you gotta wait 30 seconds before you could start? I don't know why I put up 5 fingers, but it's technically 3 fingers. Hold on, there's the third finger. So isn't it 3 fingers before, like 30 seconds before the monetization kicks in? or demonetization?
No, my monetization's already kicked in. Give me one moment.
I'm sure 15 minutes in by now.
Okay. We shall entertain the people.
Just stare into the camera and look like we're
What?
bots.
I was gonna say, when it comes to all the big gaming dance. Okay, hold on. I got this. We're gonna floss.
Wait, hold on. I'll get the money.
I got you.
No, not the Fortnite dance. Oh God.
I'm keeping them entertained. I do what I must. Hashtag follow me at Way of the Lock. I do what I do. People are gonna be like, "That's right, earn that money."
Yeah.
Said throw it back. Listen, if there's video footage of me throwing it back, Yang's gonna have my ass for that.
You know what? To
Why
be
are you
honest,
doing this? We talked about this. No more thirst traps. No more throwing it back.
speaking of the Yang, like we got the Yin part of it, but where's the Yang part of it?
He is either at work, because most of the time he does the driving around with the people at his house. So he is either driving everybody either work home or he's working himself. I did send him a message and he does have the link. So if he does see the message and we're still on here, he might just pop in.
I mean,
no, that's all good. Sorry about that. I heard a dog like whimpering and stuff. And I was like looking. I'm like, dude, is my dog outside? Like, so that's why I went to go check.
Oh, but you missed it. You missed it. He just did the throwback dance. He did the Fortnite dance.
Yeah, I did the floss. I kept them entertained.
No, I had to go check. My dog is.
They wanted me to throw it back, but I was like, nah, I can't throw it back. That's on video.
No, it's as I was saying. Sorry about that. Sorry that the jumped in there. Jack even mentioned here, like reverse gamer OnlyFans. You sub to get bent over. And that's pretty much what they do. Is like you're right. Like it's crazy how much they'll sit there. These gamers will sit there and say that all these games suck. And this is something that actually I had online, where I said gamers will sit there and bitch and moan that gaming is dying, right? And that's the one things I want to like get rid of in 2025 is people saying that gaming is dying. I'm sick of it. It's not dying. Like gaming's not dying. You just have so when they let me explain. So like when they talk about how gaming is dying, right? Gaming's dying, gaming's whatever. It's usually because these people are the same people who only play like 2 to 3 games, and the games that they've gotten have gotten stale.
Mm-hmm.
So they start saying that, gaming's dying. The gaming industry is dying. And we've heard different reasons. You can ask Chrono Triggered. We've heard many different reasons why gaming is dying. It might be from woke ideology to the microtransactions to like it can be anything. Like the gaming developers don't care, and it's constantly annoying. Absolutely, they got either very stale taste. They don't play anything besides Madden or NBA 2K. And then they are all surprised when the game it turns out to be very much the same. Like, do you expect games to have different? Sure, to be different. Sure, that's fair.
I mean, I heard gaming was dying since 2015.
Yeah. Gaming's always been dying. Like, so, gaming's dying. But
gaming has been dead since 2015. How the hell are we still getting new games then?
Because apparently it's on life support. Like, I don't know. Like, it's stupid, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's stupid. Like, it's a constant back and forth of people who don't understand. One thing I said I will learn, and I've learned this from TikTok, right? And not just TikTok, but from the people that I've had on to my lives, is I get developers on, and so I get the sense from the developer side of things, right? Which is fun. I enjoy that because it gives a different sense of game development, investments, how things run, instead of just the consumer side. From the consumer side, it's like, well, this product sucks. Nobody, and this is why I'll go to bat for developers all the time. Nobody goes to school to do all this kind of stuff to become a game developer to purposely go and make a bad game. Like, they don't. There's a lot of reasons why a game can suck. Sonic 06 is actually a really interesting one because of the fact that they had their lead creative director leave midway, right? Midway through there. They pretty much had to pump that game out in like a year. A full-fledged game, full story, all that stuff in only a year. That's not a lot of time. You know, they all of a sudden, I think they said partway through the development, their team got split in half.
Damn.
So like it was like Sega set this up to fail. You know what I mean? And so it sucks because actually I don't hate Sonic 06. I do think it's a bad game, but I don't hate it. And then when you hear about the stuff, it actually kind of makes you wonder what could have been kind of situation. You know, and that's the biggest part about it. That's the part that really sucks. And the thing that a lot of people who comment don't understand, because they're only getting the one side, and they need to be getting they need to understand that there's a different side of things, a developer side.
Well, there's always two sides to a story.
Of course.
Two sides to a coin. There's two sides to everything. Look at your hand. You have your palm, but what about the other side? The back side. There's two sides to everything. So if there wasn't two sides to everything, then pretty much we'd have what's in our face, and that's it.
Holy crap, that was corny as fuck.
No,
it worked.
It wasn't meant to be like that. It was meant to be like what you're saying is right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're going to bat for these devs. So
yeah,
they're going to school to not only educate themselves. It's not like
Scorpy so dorky.
Yeah. But the thing is, again, you're going to school to better yourself, for the one side, to get smarter, to do the things you want to do, so the selfish needs. But oh my God, there's a second side to it. You're also wanting to make other people happy by showing your progress, your work, by developing it for them. So again, it's like there's always two sides to the story.
Right.
So if we were given that, then hey, would there be any games? No, gaming would be dead, because there would be no such thing as gaming if it was just one-sided. Right. Like I feel like you said, yeah, maybe they did set us up. Maybe there was that transitional period where they did set everybody up to fail, like with the games way back when, and give us that, depressional period and stuff to make us want more in the future, to see, like, do gamers really want more games, or are we just putting out product that really nobody wants, and are we just wasting our time? Again, maybe they were testing us in that period, saying, hey, like, since there's nothing coming out now, let's just throw something out there. Sure, we don't care if they're going to hate us or not, we're just throwing out whatever. But then guess what? It sparked up a revolution saying, no, we want good shit, we want better shit, we want more shit now. Right? So guess what? Did they not come back with better games for Sonic? Like you said, there was that period where you were like, oh my God, you wanted to rip on my hair. It was like the worst thing ever created. And then they came out with something better? Or did they keep going down that same path as saying, I don't care, here's more trash?
Right.
That's that's what it is, unfortunately. But like now we're at the point where it's more about money. Do we put out better value? Or do we just put out mediocre but try to stay afloat? That's the point where we're at right now.
No,
I was gonna say one thing that I've noticed they're doing a lot more that they haven't done back in the day is when it comes to gaming. When you go to like buy the game, but then you find out there's like a whole bunch of DLCs that is either needed or like the deal is either needed or wanted so you can finish that story. And I'm just like, I remember back in the day when you didn't have, like, the only DLCs was like just bonus stuff, not like, oh, to finish this story you gotta buy this DLC right here so you can finish it.
Right. And I think that can also cause problems too. We've been seeing like DLC also can be kind of really, they strip it away. They'll strip away certain aspects of the game and then just kind of feed it back to you, and that's not good either. We need to be able to, I would love to get a full game off the rip and have it feel like it is added content, Because a lot of times, yes, it doesn't feel like it's added content. It feels like it's stuff that was probably already in game. They're just holding on to it, which also isn't good either. I don't
I
like
was
that
following
stuff.
you on Twitch. That's my bad. I had
Oh,
to
no,
double
you're all
check.
good. I appreciate the follow. And I also appreciate the subscribe from Jack. And I feel like when it comes to DLC, and this is also going to come in with microtransactions as well, because I don't necessarily find things wrong with microtransactions. It's probably an unpopular opinion. Yeah, the ads were making me mad. That's funny. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with the microtransactions. It's a lot of times it's the practices behind them, right? So like I look at one of the things I can't stand personally is the way loot boxes.
Oh,
I gotta go spend I gotta go spend $20-$25, right? I don't have to, but let's just say I can go get loot boxes to get myself a chance of getting the skin that I wanted. I don't like that.
I was gonna say another what was the word? I'm drawing a blank. What was the word you just said? My brain fart. The
Loot boxes?
No, the in-game the
Microtransactions?
Thank you. A bad example of it would be what Call of Duty's doing, and they're making it the main source of income because like some of the microtransactions in the games are just crazy.
They are. And what's interesting is when I saw people getting upset when it came to like I think it was like Fortnite, right?
Yeah.
Microtransactions that are in Fortnite. And I was like, then how are they supposed to make money? Because from a company's perspective, especially if a game is free, like they're gonna use microtransactions to make money.
That one's understandable. If a game's free, then microtransaction. That way, you have a way to make your monies back.
And you need that to make your money back. And I don't, like I said, I don't mind. Again, I don't mind microtransactions being in the game. There's nothing necessarily inherently wrong. If someone wants to go and you're playing a Call of Duty and they have a new gun and you want to go and buy the gun instead of having to go grind it, that's fine. There's no difference. That is 100% okay.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. However, I will say the only time I understand I do get upset is if it's like an Ashura's Wrath situation where the actual ending of Ashura's Wrath is DLC.
I did not know that.
Yes, they have a whole ending where during Ashura's Wrath, but it's actually DLC. That's the true ending, and I don't like that.
Damn.
That better be free. Because I shouldn't, I shouldn't be paying for a game only for the game to end and then realize, no, this is actually not the actual ending. The true ending that we had is actually in a DLC later on. Now that's a problem. Because what you're doing is you're actually just cutting straight everything out of the game. The fuck that, or the DLC that fixes the lacking experience of the main game. Yes, that happens a lot too. But like when I look at something like I know people were upset with what was it? What game was it? It was Elden Ring's DLC, because you have, in order to beat the DLC or to get to the DLC, you need to beat Radon and then you need to beat Moog, I believe, in order to get to the DLC. And people were upset with that. Like, I gotta go beat the DLC. I gotta go through the part of the game to go play the DLC. First off, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's story-based DLC. That's part of the story. So they made it a requirement for you to at least get this far, because everything else is going to get harder. The DLC is harder than the base game. Yeah. And so for like it's harder, it's more aggressive. Like, it's just, yeah, it's crazy. Man, having to fight War's family to get the DLC is crazy. But it is part of how the DLC works. Once you beat Moog and once you beat Radon, you end up going into the other world. And have the access to beat it. And also, they do it on purpose because if you start a new game at level 1, there's absolutely no way you'd be able to get to the DLC. Unless you're one of those people who are like breaking it down pretty much frame data by frame data, which like 95% of players don't do. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Say it.
I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I don't like to break down stuff. If something's shiny, I just click it.
Yeah, I know, because like Yu-Gi-Oh players don't read. But like these like as a Yu-Gi-Oh player who actually does read his cards, I've learned that a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players do not read.
Oh, look at that. That's a big ass paragraph. I ain't trying to read all that.
And that's why people lose. Take
it from me.
Good players know how to read and read it with context. Very important. Very important.
You can't just like skim your cards and be like, negate. Okay, I'm safe.
Honestly, a Souls game having Souls like asshole way to get into the DLC seems appropriate. Like it is appropriate because it works so well. It works so well. But yeah, I mean, overall, when I look at gaming itself, I feel like it's kind of it's enjoyable, and I'm excited to see a lot of stuff coming through. But there is things that I've learned. I did make a whole video about it too, which was really funny. I made a whole video about ways that I learned through rants, right? Through people who would rant in my live and stuff of why gaming is dying. And that's when it brought into Jack was I was talking to Jack about this too. It's the woke DLC, the woke ideology is ruining the gaming. And I'm like, your representation is not ruining gaming. Like, you just don't like playing games with minorities. It's fine.
Am I crazy, or like, is that always like the first go-to thing people usually do? Is they always call it woke?
Oh, they call it woke because they have nothing else to call it. Because if you start adding logic to it, it doesn't fucking work.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing we see with Star Wars, right? The reason why I said the biggest, in my opinion, and I know Scorp's not a Star Wars person on this one, but the biggest reason why the Acolyte failed, in my opinion, is because of the fact that it doesn't make sense. Why are we seeing this now? So why are we seeing a show about the fall of the Jedi of the High Republic when we don't know dick about the High Republic?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. It's an endgame show in the beginning of a universe. That's stupid. That's really, like, I'm not gonna lie. That concept isn't a bad concept, but it's the timing is dumb. We don't have enough in the High Republic. What do we have? We have a couple from some books, and then we have the video game of Jedi Survivor, which we learned something a little bit about the High Republic, and that's it. Like we have a TV show that's about the High Republic, and that is dumb. And right here, look at this. Jack makes absolute sense. Sloppy stories, rehashed systems, rushed production, lackluster, lazy design just to build microsystems, bad customer practices of only buying the same exact titles only and never diversifying their taste. All this ruins games. Woke does fuck all, and that is absolutely true. Woke does fuck all. You can say, we've talked about before, sloppy stories. Yes, I mean, people always want to bring up Dragon Age Veilguard, which they should have, I believe, and I agree with this, they should have just used they already had a name for people who don't, for like one of the races, I can't think of it off the top of my head, that does not say it with a man or a woman, right? They have a name for that in their own language. They should have just kept that, and I think that was a bad thing, but that's an outlier. Like, people getting mad at Spider-Man 2 for having pride flags. Get over yourself. People getting mad at playing. I mean, they wanted to play as Haley. That you play as Haley in Spider-Man 2, which is Miles' girlfriend who's deaf. And people are freaking out about that. I gotta play as no. First of all, no one's requiring you to play this. This is a side mission. No one's requiring you to play this. Now, I've said that some of the missions, there's a mission where Miles has to help out this dude ask his boyfriend to prom or the homecoming, right? Now, I'm not going to lie. The mission itself is kind of fucking stupid just because it's not very enjoyable at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to show that Miles takes care of, helps out, kind of the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man aspect, but it doesn't really do much. And that one is just, it's kind of boring, right? But it's not, the reason why is not because of the fact that it's a dude asking out another dude. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, these people need to get over themselves. Like, that people with that mindset is what is ruining gaming.
Yeah.
Ruining the gaming experience for people who are LGBT. You ruin the gaming experience for people who are minorities. You ruin the gaming experience for women, because I mean, I had a whole video out, and Jack, just so you know too, I probably will send that one to you, about how the uglification of women in gaming, and when you don't realize they don't make video games on purpose to make sure that you can make yourself feel good. Okay. Like, women are not there to make yourself feel good. And if that's how you feel about it, then you need to go outside and go touch grass, because I know for a fact you ain't touching women. Like, we want to talk about the uglification of what? Ciri from The Witcher. Talk about the uglification of characters like Joanna Dark. Like, the uglification. Like, I'm like, first of all, get over yourselves. Like, I don't want to make this a full rant thing, but it kind of has to be said, and it needs to be called out, because at this point it's becoming it's disgusting. People are mad because they make a character look a certain way, and they're like, "Oh, that looks like a man. What? This is why they don't want to have hot women, and they just won't want people to shut up."
Well, perfect example was The Last of Us 2.
Yeah,
especially with that scene.
Huh?
Especially with that scene in Last of Us 2.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, and the whatever intimate scene with Abby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the intimate scene with Abby, because as soon as they saw Abby, a girl who, lo and behold, is built, which it's like they've never seen a woman who's built before. But will say, every time have gone and I've seen like women built bodybuilders, or like women who do heavy lifting, the first thing out of my that's not a woman, that's a man. That looks like a man. That's a man. That's disgusting. Shut the fuck up. Like, no bullshit. It's not like the world doesn't cater to you. That's the problem. We got a lot of these toxic gamers, and this is why toxic gaming has become such an issue. Jack, I wish you were up here. Like, we have a lot of toxic gaming and lots of toxic gamers who come through and think that their main character syndrome that they have is also that takes place in the real world.
Yeah, but those are the delusional ones.
Stories. They don't make games. They don't make movies to make sure that the women are fuckable for you.
See,
get over yourselves.
This is why I wanted to, me and my one buddy Alan wanted to make like the Nerds Corner, and like have it to where like we have this kind of like haven where we keep toxicity out. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to bring like all fandoms together, not like bring everyone together, but like as soon as there's toxicity, like just kind of like push that out. Like, we don't go do your own thing. This is a haven.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's fantastic. And I'm glad that you do that.
Yeah.
I'm super glad that you do that, because guess what? In my lives, we do the same thing. In my lives, we do the same thing. Once I say like things are like, I'll let people debate and I'll let people discuss, right?
Yeah. Like, that one's fine.
But when it starts getting to the point where I'm like, I see like, oh, woke ideology, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, then come up and be brainwashed. Why woke ideology? Why is it bad? And every time I get some dumb motherfucker who comes in shouting woke ideology, and then once I start to challenge them on it, no, that's not true. I was like, you need to come up and actually explain. No, what is it? No, it's not true. Explain why it is. Because guess what? At the end of the day, what they sound like, and it's always that saying. I'm sure you might have probably heard this saying before. If you let a person talk, they'll eventually exploit themselves. They'll tell them themselves. Like, you let people talk, they'll eventually tell them themselves. And guess what? Every time they do it, they eventually end up turning out to be some sort of bigot.
Yeah.
So wait, does that mean I can't annoy Afro by calling Dying Light 2 Mirror's Edge 2.5 with zombie mod? No, you can't do that. I'm taking away your censorship right to free speech.
Oh my god. Yes.
Right. It's, and that's the thing. That's what that's what gets me the most aggravated. Is because there's no need There's no need for that kind of toxicity to sit in gaming spaces. We are adults. Most of us are adults. Most of us are grown ass adults. And that's the thing.
Bro, I just learned how to do this. Now I have a background. I don't mean to interrupt you. My bad, Afro, but that's fucking cool.
That is fucking cool. I will say, I just saw that you guys mentioned the Afro's Corner having a boxing ring that goes head to head.
Why not? Get the toxicity, get the gamers going, have like show up 2 games on the top, and then hear the ding ding. Okay, bout, go, debate, rant, and then you call them out. Do it.
Right. No, exactly. And a lot of it turns, and like I said, a lot of that, the woke stuff will devolve into being like, well, it devolves into sexism, racism. Like if you say you don't want, like, why do I have to play as a woman? Why can't I just create my own character? Interestingly, that you guys say that as soon as you play a game that you remember you don't have to play.
Also, as someone who was a former degenerate, anyone that says I don't want to play as a woman, like what, like if there's a woman character and she got a baddie booty, like I'm gonna be like, let me just play this character.
You literally just completely made my point.
Actually, yeah, and it's funny too. Like I remember every time I play a game, I'm always told. I'm like I picked the female characters, and I'm always told, oh, but he always plays the female characters, and I always have to turn to that person and be like, and what of it? I'm always playing as a guy. Let me play as something different.
Well, and the thing is, I'm not saying that like you can't play. I want to make this clear. Like yes. I mean, people do like playing. If they're going to play a character, they're going to play as an attractive character. Sure. Especially when you make a character, right? I get that. You make your own character in a video game, and people are going to make their characters look attractive, blah, blah, blah.
No, but let's say there isn't. So we're going back to square one where it's like you have, 2 dudes, 2 females like that. And it's like, okay, Mario Kart. Who do you like to play Mario Kart, right? Let's go there. I've been told, oh, he likes Peach. He always plays as Peach. Yeah. I like the character, but look at the stats. I go based on the stats. If she has better stats than freaking Yoshi, why would I choose the lesser of the 2?
Right. No, exactly.
There's benefits to both. Like, devs are not stupid. They know it's like, oh, everybody wants to play 100% as a male character, or like the females only want to play as female characters. But you know what? There's stats to both. Like, look at the stats. The guy could have weaker stats than the female character. Female character could be smaller, agile, more frequent, more do whatever. The male character could be as a blocky dick.
Well, and we have people that will say, "Hey, I like, I like playing as female characters because I think they're hot." Okay, you know what I mean? That's whatever. When you create your character how you want, I really don't fucking care. You know what I mean? Create your character how you want. Like I saw a dude try to create Elon Musk as a Elden Ring character, and he basically looked like a demented version of a cross between a basilisk and Kermit the Frog.
I want to see what that looks like now.
It's gross. Just like Elon Musk. But like it's the difference though is that when you have a character like Joanna Dark, or even I'll use the character from Fable, right? So they use the trailer for the character for Fable, and there's one girl, and she's in medieval times, and her tooth is kind of chipped or whatever. Oh, they're just trying to uglify her. I'm like, so you don't go romp your willy to her? Like, that's literally what you're saying. I'm mad because I can't just rub one to this character. Like, I want to tell you to go touch grass, but knowing your cum-stained hands, your hands are probably get pregnant. Like, it's just like it's fucking disgusting, guys. Like, and that's why I feel like it's good that you guys you guys do what you can to battle the toxicity. When I do my lives, like one of the biggest prompts I have in my lives is how can you personally help better the gaming community?
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised with how many of them started going immediately to the devs. Well, the devs needs to no, you are not reading this correctly, which I'm not really surprised because you get an American education. But like, how can you, as a person in the present day era of now, better the gaming community?
if that's an actual question or not a hypothetical, because
I mean, it wasn't going to be it was rhetorical, but now I'm actually
rhetorical. That's the thing I
Yeah.
meant.
You know, and so when I asked that, people had trouble asking it. They had trouble because it's so easy to be negative. It's so easy to stay negative in those spaces. You know, almost every gaming space I have or I've seen, I don't want to say all of them, but a lot of the gaming spaces that I've seen are a negative space. And that's not going to help anything. And I love it because I get people who are LGBT on there. I get people who, I get women on there, and then they tell their experiences of it too. And every once in a while, if I get a person, like if I was like, if I get a woman coming up telling like, the stuff that she's had to deal with, and then I get a person, well, it's just part of the game. I boot them immediately. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't like that. I don't like that tolerance. If someone's giving me, hey, this is the experience that I deal with in there, how can we work to better that? Just getting defensive over it is not going to help anything.
Yeah.
It's a maturing mindset. I'm going to be a motivational speaker. Like,
you definitely got what it takes.
Like, I got enough anger to do what it takes, but yeah, and that's my rant for the week. But that's my gaming rant, I should say, for the week. But I will say though, since it is 2025, and I want to bring this over towards Scorp because Scorp is an Elden Lord. He has beaten. he ended up beating the game of Elden Ring. He demolished Ratty Daddy.
Damn.
Yep, and the Elden Amoeba. And now he's on his way to go fight the goddess of rot. And I want to know, like, since you've got a chance, you went through, you played this. I mean, obviously, I didn't get to see the finale there, but your experience going through Elden Ring.
Honestly, like, well, we all know it wasn't supposed to be like a speed run through it, or it was supposed to be just like a regular playthrough through it, but because of 2024, I did Lies of P and Bloodborne. I always bring back our podcast of when we've never ever played a Souls or a Souls like. That's basically saying that now you've completed it back in 2024, and then you've also moved on to some of the Dark Souls. You did some other games, but you were the first one to reach the title. Pretty much. I said, okay, by Christmas or the New Year's, I'm going to hit, the title of Elden Lord as well to try to get 3 of them in. Unfortunately, 13 streams, probably over 100 hours of streaming. Like, I remember, what was it? The day before New Year's, it was pretty much almost a 14-hour stream plus an additional 4 hours. Still couldn't beat Ratty Daddy. And
just by the way, Ratty Daddy is just Radagon, but it's just a lot harder to call him Ratty Daddy.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
I was about to ask. I'm like, oh wait, no, I think I know. It's a nickname.
Well, put it this way.
If Elden Ring was made in 2025, they call him like Ratty Riz. Like,
yeah. Well, he basically makes you his bitch. So you learn that the hard way. Well, yeah, so I'm like, okay, I will wait till 2025 to do it. And yeah, so we just finished that one up. It was amazing. Still took 2 hours to do. All in all, a great game. Fantastic, well done. Fantastically made. Beautiful game. I like just everything. Everything about it. Even the fights. The fights are so whimsical. Everything like from even just to the you're dead screen, you could just be in complete like awe about it. It's so well done. The AI gets smarter. You rage off the handle. There's no doubt about it. You're dying. Get over it. Either get good or just shut the game off because that's it. There's only 2 roads.
I will say that though, because I remember your first match when you were playing, and I just like you were playing it, you were fighting against the Gravedigger duelist.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, is this guy just allergic to dodging, or is he just really love the hammer to the face that much? Like,
you know those hammers tasted pretty sweet at one point.
oh my god, it was so funny. Like, well, from the viewer's perspective, Scorp, these motherfuckers, go, that's BS. See, he hit me with the thing, I didn't dodge it. That was such a truth, though.
No, it honestly, it is the God of truth. Like, and for the people that, for my viewers that actually stuck around, and just the amount of people that came in, I kept on getting the same question though, the same question throughout the stream. Do you still love the game? Because I said at the beginning of the game, I'm already loving this game. I'm not gonna say no. I still love the game. Like when I say I love the game off the beginning, I'm not gonna say halfway through I hate this game. No, I'll be pissed off at the game. But my answer has not changed from beginning all the way to the end. I still love the game. I will put it up there with Bloodborne now. I will say it is, for me, it surpassed Bloodborne. And Bloodborne was a pretty high because Bloodborne was the first one that I've beaten. And I will say, like, I am already looking forward to getting the DLC. And I'm already ready for the Night Rain on when that one comes out.
No, I'm excited for Night Rain.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fantastic. That'll be one I will pick up on PlayStation. I'm planning on taking on that Nameless King, man. I still got to beat the Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
I'll get to it. I'll get to it eventually.
But I just find it funny that I still never even knew how to summon even the Mimic Tier until like near the very end. Like I was
watching you fight the Mimic Tier, and I'm like, you need to strip all the armor off. Like you need to go into there, strip all the armor off, go back in there, and then as soon as you see him, you put all the armor back on. And then what I did the first time is I had bigger, heavy armor, right?
Yeah.
And also look at Rock. I had bigger, heavy armor, and so I just sat there and just watched him just continuously punching my guy, and he just no damage, just watching it because he's taking like one chip of damage every time, and I'm just like, just sitting there like, yeah. So I feel like so this is what it feels like to be a boss.
But see, I didn't know. I had people tell me, they're like, oh yeah, you're supposed to go in there and you're supposed to fight with your fists and all that, and like. So I'm like, is this taking forever? And then you have somebody. Are you gonna morally and ethically diminish yourself if you pull up the sword and kill the guy? Dude, if I'm fighting myself in a freaking mirror and I can pull out a sword and just kill myself quickly, you know what? Morally and ethically, yeah, I'm higher superior because I'm more intelligent to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna do that.
No, exactly.
Like I'm not gonna sit there and waste my time. So I figure out, like, I almost wasted an hour by the time you said, you could pull out your sword and just kill it. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we're doing it. It took me literally 2 seconds, no hesitation, dead. And I'm like, I don't care. I did it. But I did not know that how to summon until who's before Radagon again? Godfrey?
Godfrey, yes.
Yeah, until the Godfrey fight. So the second last boss of the game, that's when I knew you could summon a Mimic Tier to help you. I did not know since then.
Yeah, it's
so I pretty much beat that entire game just myself. Now I just use the Mimic Tier as just ways to get through faster.
The Mimic Tier is super useful. Like definitely 100%. Super useful. Like I like I said, I love it. I think it's great.
Nah, Jack, you're good. Yeah. I think it was I don't know if it was anyways, I don't care. I can't remember who it was, but it was just funny. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna waste more time. I mean, if I had a death counter right off the start, I guarantee you I would have like surpassed Kai Sennett's death of like about 2 million deaths.
Damn.
I mean, the very first fight, the first boss, I died about what, 50, 100 times? Yeah,
I felt like it.
Yeah. I don't care. I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew what I was going to do. So I'm like, you know what? Once I got the title, I'm like, I'm happy. I'm good. I'm putting it down. Now I'm going to go for the plat. Just throughout the year.
No, that makes sense.
And speaking of, I started off the year with a plat as well. Silent Hill 2. There was a glitch, or else it would have been the last plat of the 2024. But you know what? 2025 is already off to a banging start for me.
Is there a game for you guys? Question for you all then. Is there a game that came out in 2024 that you're hoping to play in 2025?
Oh shoot. Hold on. I'm trying to think.
Well, I got Black Myth Wukong already up on the go there. October for me is already going to be packed. So my view, like everybody already is waiting for me to go through that. Even the Alan Wake series.
For me, it would have been 2, but now that I finally upgraded my system, it's down to 1, which is Skull and Bones. I don't know when that came out. I think it was 2024. I can't remember.
Okay.
I played the Game of Life. The Game of Life was fun.
The Game of Life is fun on occasion.
Wait, like
I just keep rolling. I just keep rolling bad numbers.
Oh, I thought it's because you keep getting pregnant.
Oh. Like, no, it's I think for myself, it's either gonna be like Stellar Blade. That's one I've been wanting. I wanted to play in 2024 and I never got to. Black Myth Wukong. Do you guys know? By the way, do you guys know that a new Dynasty Warriors just came out?
I did not know that.
Yeah, new Dynasty Warriors. Just for Mirror's Edge 3Ts. Stop it. Like, he keeps saying, okay, so the whole thing, just so you guys know, is that I love Mirror's Edge. I think that's a fantastic game. I've been playing Dying Light, which he just says is just Mirror's Edge with a zombie mod, and it's pissing me off because it's not. It kind of is, but it's not.
It kind of looks like it though.
Sure. So like, and so I've been going to bat against Jack. God fucking damn it. Now you gave him fucking ammo to use against me. Oh, this didn't help.
I would say I'm on your side, Afro, but I've never played either games, so I don't.
Oh, they're good. Don't get me wrong; they're super good. Like Mirror's Edge is a good one. Well, the first one's really is good. The second one is okay, and then I would say that the Dying Light are just fantastic games. They're like Dead Island with parkour.
I like parkour. I played it on Xbox, right?
Yeah, it was on Xbox, and then they're on both.
Okay.
So I would highly recommend. Honestly, another one that I feel like people are not talking about is Ghosts of Yotei or Ghosts of Yotai.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I feel like nobody's talking about that one. It kind of bothers me because that one looks amazing. Like,
there was another one. It got a lot of controversy for it. Well, not controversy, but a lot of people hated on it for obvious reasons.
Assassin's Creed?
Well, obvious stupid reasons, yes. The Assassin's Creed one. I always wanted to play that because I was like, oh, this looks so cool. Give me ninjas and samurai era.
And that's another one, too, that people got super, super butthurt about. Same with, once again, you had a bunch of what are they called? Grifters who are mad because Ghosts of Yotai has a female protagonist, despite the fact that the game takes place. I read that.
What did you read?
Stop it.
I like the fusion name. That's a cool fusion name.
And so I think one of the things too is God, now you got me saying Mirror's Edge. So it's like Ghost of Yotai had this rep where it's all before the fact that you played as a female character and I want to play as Jin Sakai, and I'm like, this is like 300 years later. Jin Sakai is kind of long dead, like kind of long dead.
I don't know at that point.
Yeah, it's only been 300 years. I'm sure he looks just fine walking around with like a mummified corpse.
Right.
Like, and they're like, well, I don't think I should have to play as her. Like, then don't play the fucking game. Mm-hmm. Like, it just comes down to it. If you're like, oh, I don't want to play because I want to play as a woman, then don't play the fucking game.
Why don't people just do that?
Because they'd rather bitch and moan why things aren't catered to them. You know what that's called? Entitlement.
Yeah.
It's called entitlement. Don't do that. Be better. Okay, go.
Well, what do you think their parents said when they created them?
Get some help. Like,
Maybe I should pop something out of my body that caters to me. Apparently, it doesn't. Damn it.
the world does not cater to you, motherfucker. Besides the fact, Ghost of Tsushima was absolutely stellar. So I don't see Ghost of Yotai being worse. I do see though, is that there's going to be a little clash between Ghost of Yotai and Assassin's Creed Shadows. You're going to see at least some person be like Ghost of Yotai versus Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I'm going to be like,
there definitely will be.
oh yeah. And I mean, Sucker Punch has just been absolutely killing it with the Ghost of Tsushima. So I assume that Ghost of Yotai will be very, very similar. I think it's going to be super fun, man. I really do. Like, actually, like, I don't know if you guys knew or not, though, there's a new Dino Crisis game coming out.
I didn't even know Dino Crisis was a game. Add it to my list.
You didn't know Dino Crisis was a game?
No.
Bro, they announced Turok.
Okay, so
they didn't run out of ideas.
So Dino Crisis is basically picture Resident Evil, but with dinosaurs. That's what it is. It's like, yeah, you're taking like the horror aspect of instead of zombies, like, you know what? It's basically Jurassic Park. That's mostly what it is. It's like you're a group of scientists. Yeah, they did some experiment, and now they're stuck on an island with dinosaurs, and then dinosaurs are going rampant, and they got to kill dinosaurs. And yeah,
sounds fun. I want to hunt dinosaurs, and then possibly
like there's a bunch that are coming. I mean, there is some that got announced. Double Dragon is an old game that actually got announced, and has a release date in October.
Mm-hmm.
There was one that's coming out that I've been wanting to check out, and I think it's called Expedition 33.
Actually, surprisingly or not, which is actually really good. This year, we're getting new games, again with a touch or two of remasters and remakes, as opposed to last year being a year of all remasters.
And I think that's going to be a big change
with remakes. Yeah, like, you know what? Maybe there has to be that break in between. Like, maybe every 5 or 10 years, there has to be like, okay, games coming out, and then there has to be a year or two where it's just all remasters or remakes, just to keep things fresh again, and then more. Yeah, because like, as soon as the Game Awards came up, they're like, all right, everything's coming out by March. It's like, goddamn.
And then there was Expedition 33 and Avowed is another one too. Which is interesting because Avowed is a PlayStation, or no, it's an Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, that's one thing that they got to get rid of, is all this exclusivity shit now. Like, enough's enough.
So I will say I understand the exclusives. I might not like it, but I do understand it.
It's fine enough, but if they're forcing you to go get different consoles.
Well, here's the thing. This is something that we were going back and forth with, because I had another dude who was talking about. He said that games that are exclusive should not be in the Game of the Year nod, and I said, "Oh, if that's true, then Nintendo would never win."
Wait, who said that?
This is another TikToker. Okay. I said, I was like, Nintendo then would never win. And he's like, well, then maybe it would push them to put their games on their Xbox. I'm like, why would they do that? He's like, well, because it's what the gamers want them to do that. I'm like, how does that help Nintendo? Nintendo already has an immense, because he started saying that Nintendo's lineup of games are not very good. And I literally was like, are you fucking stupid?
He's got to be snorting crack. That's what it is.
I was like, dude, Nintendo has an amazing lineup. It started bringing in all of the games. He's like, well, I mean, yeah, but imagine how they look on an Xbox. And I'm like, nobody cares. Like, honestly, when it comes to your visuals, don't matter as much on an when it comes to Nintendo. Visuals have never been one. They've been more focused on making quality titles. Guys are just upset because it's something that you're not used to.
And the fact that he can't get them, again, catered to him because he has a PlayStation or an Xbox. It's like,
go get a Switch.
They're not even part of the console wars because they're the smart ones. They're the ones sitting on the outside saying, hey, if PlayStation and Xbox wants to have those console wars going back and forth, by all means, go ahead. We'll sit here. We won't even have to lower our prices because we know people would flock over to our side and keep wanting us because we keep making better quality games.
Yeah, all their stuff is always made in house and always made in quality. So that's why I don't like.
That's what I'm saying about the exclusivity in console wars.
I understand the exclusive because there's going to be games where I'm going to make that I'm going to say, hey, I want this on my system. I want you to buy my stuff, right? I want you to buy my system. So bring your stuff to me so you can buy them. I get that. I do. Not all games, but I definitely understand why they keep these exclusives. I think just to say we just shouldn't have exclusives anymore is kind of disingenuous. Like, because otherwise, if it's like, okay, we had like let's say, I don't know, the Spider-Man one, right? After like so many years, now Spider-Man goes to goes to Xbox.
Okay, Spyro. Okay, well look at that one. Spyro's been PlayStation's mascot how many years? And it's been only exclusive to PlayStation. You've never ever seen that on Xbox. Here we are. The Spyro Ignited trilogy. Crash Insane trilogy. Crash. Another one. Okay. So how come Halo hasn't come to PlayStation?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Well, no, I'm saying like.
Here's the thing. But here's the thing. Look at so Spyro, I will say this: Spyro and Crash stopped being the mascots for PlayStation years ago. They got overtaken by the Ratchet, Jack, and Sly. Those got overtaken by
Uncharted. Yeah.
By Kratos. Then that one got overtaken by Uncharted. They have a whole list. It would be totally fine. Like I will say though that like when it comes to like Nintendo, the only reason people want to see it is because they don't want to go get a Switch because they think the Switch is stupid. When in reality, then they bitch and moan how they can't play their games on mobile, but you could do that if you just buy a fucking Switch. So like. If it's so stupid, like and this is why I know I've talked to Jack about it and I've talked to Scorp about it, and Locke, you're gonna hear this too. Gamers don't know what the fuck they want.
No, they don't. Nobody
Gamers are the most back-ass confusing people you can ever come across because they will bitch and complain about not having certain things in games, and then when they finally get them, they'll bitch and moan about it. They will complain about not getting new IPs, and then immediately, as soon as a new IP drops, never purchase it, act like it doesn't exist, and then turn right back around and go bitch about the next remaster.
Well, perfect example. I don't want to play a game as a female character, which is a Souls-like, which it's not supposed to be considered a Souls-like, and why does it all have to be like hack and slash and everything? Here comes Stellar Blade.
And then they'll go and buy it. We just talked earlier before about gamers who will say, I hate Activision. I don't like them. I don't like.
And then they go out there and they're the first ones to line up for their.
And then they turn around and buy the next one.
Yeah, Call of Duty is that thing right there. Call of Duty. I hate Black Ops. Black Ops is shit. Blah blah blah. Hey, guess what? Black Ops 6 just dropped. What are you doing playing Black Ops 6?
It's free. So I guess I'll play it.
Oh shoot, it's free. Let me go try it. No,
and then you just sit there and you're like, you just don't like this is why I in some regards I actually do not blame game developers for telling game gamers at times to go fuck themselves. We're gonna go make our own shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because catering to you is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what you want. We give you something and you don't. Now, it's different depending on the game. I'm not going to lie. I've said before, Madden, for example, is one of those where I don't think they listen at all. They actually take stuff out and bring it back in later. Their stuff isn't all that great to start with. They need to fucking rebuild. But looking at COD, looking at the gamers who do like the Assassin's Creed ones, as much as I will say, I liked Syndicate. That was one that I really, really enjoyed. I thought it was really cool for the city that it was in. But I'm not a huge fan of the Dark Souls, like the Souls-like styles. Also, that's another one too. Any game that has the combat where you actually have to try is instantly a Souls-like, and that's disingenuous to the game itself.
It is.
It's so disingenuous to just say, "Oh, it's just a Souls-like game."
Well, okay, perfect example: Black Myth Wukong. That was never ever even said to be a Souls-like. Souls-like.
Stellar Blade's another one. They're like it's a Souls. It's
Stellar
Souls-like.
Blade. Stellar Blade got compared to a Souls-like.
Yes, any game that we have that requires people that the games that might not be easy to do pick up and no brain is considered a Souls-like, and we need to stop calling everything a Souls-like that is somewhat difficult. I'm sorry, video games are allowed to be tough, and if you don't fit that because that's not how you play, that is fine. Move on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so funny that like these people were like, "Oh, the games are easy as shit nowadays," but those are the same people who would bitch and moan about some of those earlier games.
But they're the ones that did, like, with this when Elden Ring came out, they literally bitched and moaned saying it was too hard.
It's because they heard people say it was easy. They said it was easier than the other games, than the other Souls games, which it is. It's more accessible than the other ones, but it's still tough. I'm like, you guys are so used to the only changes they're used to when it comes to difficulty is like health difficulty. You know, like they just boost more health on the enemy. And then that's it. That's what they're used to. This is why gaming, I will say, watching gamers like bitch and moan about the fact that I want a game with with the ability to pick and choose who I want and do this 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 and do this, and this would be great 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 and this would be great. And then eventually you're like, I'm sure as a developer you're like, that's just not physically possible. But why not? Like,
but you know what's funny though? The dev should do it to say, okay, this is what you wanted, give it to them, and you know what the consumer is going to say?
No, I'm not. They're nothing because they're not going to buy it.
No, exactly. Well, that and it's boring.
Yep.
But this is you. This is what you wanted. So you can't. You have no choice.
And then they wonder why people like struggle with them. I don't want to see. I just want to see good stories. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Most of y'all wouldn't know a good story if it slapped you in the dick. Like, I'm being dead ass honest. Like, most of y'all would not know a good story if you sat there and read it, because half of y'all don't read and the other half doesn't understand reading literacy unless it's spoon fed to you. And even then, they still don't. Like, they when you play I'm going to use Elden Ring for example, and when they talk about Elden Ring and my character, yes, you can have an overpowered build. That's totally possible. You can have an overpowered build and still suck because you don't understand the game mechanics.
As like I said, it was my first time playing. I knew exactly what I was going to get myself into with the deaths and everything. I found it completely fine. You know what? It was challenging. Sure, I was bitching. But was I sitting there saying, "Oh, this game's too hard. Oh, I want this. I want this." The only thing that pisses me off in games is RNGesus. But that's RNGesus on my apparently sheer shit luck.
What's RNGesus?
RNGesus is basically
RNG.
Yeah, it's RNG, but because I bitch a lot, I always call it RNGesus, and he should be definitely crucified. Which is the fact that, like, he shows up and you get so much RNG bullshit and you're wondering why the devs put it in. You know what? Maybe the devs didn't put it in. Maybe they did put it in. Everything's coded. Like, get good. But you know what? It happens. It's in all games. But I'm not going to sit there and say, Yamazaki, why the hell did you make Elden Ring? Why the hell did you make the Souls? Why don't you do this? I'm not going to go up to you and do your own job. You did it. All he's going to do is laugh and say, either you pay it or you don't. Two options. He doesn't give a shit.
It's really funny because a lot of the people who bitch about remasters are the first ones to drop the same kind of, we need a remaster. Look
at the same people that don't even know what the hell a remake is. They don't even know the terms between remaster and a remake.
They don't know the terms between the difference between a remaster and a remake.
Yeah. Oh, you know what they should bring back? They should, like, I'll use Dino Crisis as an example. They should bring back Dino Crisis as a remaster, because they should add this. So
that just becomes a new game.
Yeah. So basically, it's called a remake. So you're rebuilding it from the game up.
Yeah. At that point, it's just a reboot.
So you're doing exactly what Silent Hill 2 did from the original, remaking it. You're not remastering it. Remastering means it's the same shit, just better upscale graphics.
No, exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So again, know your difference.
Yep. And that's what comes in, and that's what the problem is. That's where the problem lies all the time. All the time. And it needs to be more. I mean, us as playing games and being gamers ourselves, it's definitely I've noticed this too. As I get older, I notice this more. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
As I get older, I notice more of the stuff that's going on.
Well, because it's not about us. Like when you're young and you're playing the game, you're seeing your friends and you're seeing your peers and you're seeing other gamers play it. You become oblivious to it. You become naive to it. You become part of it. You know it's there, but you're just not accepting of it. But as you get older, your values, you just don't care anymore, and you see it for what it is, and you're like, why the hell was I even part of it? That's why we're noticing it a lot more, and it's true. That's life. That's as you get older. It goes with anything.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. But I will say though, I want to turn my attention here also to Locke.
Yes.
And I want to turn my attention because I know that you have finished up your. How did your season go? Your season finale go with your podcast?
Yes. So for those of you who don't know, who's new to my face, new to these faces, so I run a podcast. We try to do it for the first season every Monday, but we're not really good at keeping on schedule. We're gonna try to do that season 2. But yeah, there's a podcast every Monday, Nerds Corner. And last Monday was our season finale, which it went good. We had a cosplay buddy of mine who located out in Buffalo. He stopped by. One of our first people we interviewed, which is Reverse Osmosis, which is a rock and roll band. They were there, and towards the middle to the end of the live stream, they gave the viewers a live performance of the music, which is on. Because usually when we go live, we always save it on YouTube. So if you guys want to check out the music, it is on there. They also have a YouTube as well. But yeah, the finale definitely went good. Taught me some lessons. It taught Alan some lessons too, so that way we can better ourselves for season 2. Yeah.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
I think it turned out pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, it did. It was a lot of fun.
If it would have been like on today or something, I worked yesterday. I would have totally been.
That's why I was talking to my co-host, and I was like, we might not get a lot of viewers because it's Monday and it's 2:30, so most people are probably at work. Well, by the time we were, I think in the middle of it, my buddy, my cosplay buddy, was just getting out of work. So luckily he had his phone on him, so he was able to join the live while he was heading back home.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Like I was heading to work, and I think when I saw it, I was already there. But even if I wouldn't have, I didn't want to I was going through some areas that would have been kind of shady. And
yeah.
So, but I will say, I definitely want both of you guys on again.
Yeah. Because you already had Yin and Yang on the one time. I think. Wait, did you?
No, I never did. I never had you both on. I jumped into yours.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I jumped into yours, but I wanted to get both of you guys in on one point.
Yeah, because that's what we gotta do. We gotta get Yin and Yang on yours, as well as me and Alan too.
Yep. And then Jack needs to be in here one of these days. Jack, we can go and we'll talk about stories. And how stories can Jack, I'll actually have you on one with an unpopular opinion one. That'll be fun.
That's gonna be a good one.
I like those. I might have some that might start debates in the comments.
Oh yeah, they're always something. My dog is right here. She probably wants me to stop. Yeah, I know you could. Jack is one that I would definitely trust. for it more than anybody else when it comes to it. Motherfucker, stop! Oh my god.
I could see Jack probably having this whole big convoluting scheme where he's gonna like fake his death, and you're gonna go to see him, and on his deathbed you're gonna be like, it really is Mirror's Edge 2.5. And that's when he hits you with the gotcha. I wasn't really dying. I just wanted you to admit it.
that would piss me off so much. And that's the thing. Like I'll show you. Like I do these little. Let's see if I can get this here. Maybe I can't. Oh, I can't do it. Never mind. Didn't work. But I'll show you some. It's not genius, Jack. It's not genius. Dude, I'm gonna have such a bad time on that fucking live. I'm just gonna like flip the fuck out. I'm gonna crash out so fucking hard.
He's only gonna see like the word mirror or the word edge and just boom.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. Like one day I'm just gonna be like, no. But yeah, like I don't know, man. I feel like 2025. I'm excited because I want to continue with this podcast. I want to do another one featuring a couple other people that I know on theirs. Now that TikTok is back up, I've been doing lives like crazy again.
I was gonna say there was a funny joke, guys. I don't know if you guys follow him, but there's this guy called the community dubbed him TikTok Jesus because that's what he looks like and that's who he cosplayed as. And when TikTok came back, there was a video he made, and he was like, "Oh, I can't remember the whole joke, but it was basically he was saying, and TikTok beat Jesus's respawn time."
Oh,
I was like, not the respawn time.
I fucking love that.
Well, it pretty much already did.
Yeah.
It took him 3 days to raise again, but unfortunately, TikTok, it took less than about 72 hours.
Yeah, it was like 12. It's either 12 or 13. That's how long.
About 12 hours.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, I think that's just fucking funny. No, I think we're gonna get. I will say I want to get a couple of the closing statements here, though, because we'll probably wrap this one up. This was actually a good one to have, especially now that Scorp that we are back with 2025's version.
Oh yeah.
This feels kind of weird being able to do this again. Not gonna lie.
Also, I don't know if it's my goldfish memory or not, but is this the first time I'm in a live with Scorp or no?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Hello. Your screen's below me, so that's why I was looking down. Hello.
Yeah. What's up? Yeah, for me, you're in my top left. Or
yep. Okay, good.
Yeah. So I want to ask you guys one quick question, then. Just something real simple. When it comes to 2025, just what games are you going to be playing?
For me, it's the reason why I upgraded my system. Marvel Rivals. Once I get the money, Skull and Crossbones, but mostly Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals is pretty good.
I'm on the train. I'm on the hill because I see a lot of people shit talking Rocket, so I'm on that hill while I'm just making sure Rocket's good. He ain't bad. He's good. People need to stop hating on
him. I agree with you. I don't have anything to say about that. I just agree with you. Yeah. What about you, Scorp?
Dead Space 1, I believe, the remaster. Alan Wake 1, Alan Wake 2, that series. Black Myth Wukong, Assassin's Creed when it comes out. And some more platinum huntings like Bloodborne, Liza P, Elden Ring. It's going to be a Phil 2025.
Makes sense. Told you. Puppy's here.
Yep.
A puppy.
Yeah. Yes, I love you. You're amazing. Everyone loves you. You're great. Yeah, no, I'm probably gonna. I just can't wait for the Ghost of Yotai. I'm actually might pick up that Dynasty Warriors.
Assassin's Creed. I forgot about Assassin's Creed.
Oh, that's gonna be. I think that'll be
Assassin's
pretty
Creed,
good.
Ghost of
Too.
Yotai, yeah.
Ghost of Yotai. I probably will end up picking up Assassin's Creed towards the end of the year.
Yeah, same.
I'm not sure. Or anything else that I feel like going through, but nothing. Oh, and Borderlands 4.
That's another Borderlands game?
Yep.
Shoot.
Yep. Borderlands 4. Isn't that right, Lizzie? Yep.
I will say though, when Scorpio was talking about Dead Space, that was actually the first game, and in my consideration, a horror game, because I was playing it. It was late at night. Everything was turned off. I'm playing the game. I knew nothing about it, and all of a sudden I see these alien things pop out of nowhere, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I will say, okay. One more question.
Huh?
What was one of the scariest moments for gaming for you guys?
Ooh.
Yeah. I know Scorp's played the Silent Hill games and stuff like that, so I can only imagine.
Believe it or
Actually,
not,
not really.
Dead
Like,
Space.
when you kind of get those like oh shit moments and stuff like that, like, but here's the thing too, like, are you talking about being all serious, or are you talking about like just for fun? Because all streamers do it, all people do it, where they kind of a little bit act more than what they should. But have I had that legitimate? I can't really say I had that legitimate as of yet. Still to this day, with all horror games I've played,
I'll say like the Dark Pictures gave me like a bunch of tense moments.
I can see how it does that with most people.
The scariest for me, there was two. Besides Dead Space, it was I think he was in Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight, when you're first introduced to Man Bat, because when you're grappling and he just comes out of nowhere. Those are the only two scary moments I had.
You know what's funny is a scary moment that I had was actually in Five Nights 1 on the VR.
Oh God.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but I was just like looking back and forth. I'm like, I can hear the gawking, and then you just start seeing them get close. I'm like, no. Like,
damn.
Get the fuck away from me. Like, I will fight you, bitch ass. Like no, I think but also the Legend of Zelda has a few enemies that gave me a scare. Playing Tales of Symphonia on my way to 100% of the game, I actually tug on the controller because it got snagged. It came crashing down on top of the memory card, shattering the card.
Oh God.
Oh, the moment right after the tug and before the fall, scariest moment for me. Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
It must have like all happened in like slow motion. You're just like, no.
That's how you know it's a scary moment, when everything's going in slow motion.
Absolutely. But I appreciate you guys being here. We'll definitely be doing more of these lives and stuff coming up in the future. And as always, I'm Taylor from Afro Fish OG. My dog's gone. And I'll catch you all in the next one.
Follow me here. Type it in Google.